Welcome, everyone, to the Dipping Fries podcast. I am your host for today, Dippy147, aka Dip, and I am joined by the 6'2", buff as hell, black man with muscles so defined you would think it was a goddamn honey wheat bread loaf. And he's also packing 16 inches. Fryguy.
That is true. I have not sent any actual evidence because my phone will run out of storage. But yes, thank you.
Yeah, no, he tried to, and it was too big, and that's why he's out of storage.
Yeah, my phone's packing 128 gigs, just to let you know. So, I'm just saying.
Listen, man, okay? If he doesn't have a terabyte worth of dick, I don't want him.
My man ain't packing a terabyte worth of schlong. He ain't worth a damn thing.
It's just like one of those long-ass chain images because no camera could capture that shit.
It's that Samsung screenshot that where you can pull it down, like, infinitely long, dude, and it just doesn't end.
Yeah. Anyway, how are you, Fryguy?
I'm good. I'm actually really good. I'm actually feeling really good.
You're feeling really good?
Yeah, I got some new motivation last night. Went to bed motivated, then woke up at 5 actually. So actually pretty motivated now. So I feel pretty good. How about you?
Wow. How about me? I shoved a 2-liter bottle of root beer up my ass, and then a 2-liter bottle of Coke came out, and now I'm real confused.
So same old.
Yeah, pretty much same old. Things haven't really changed for me. Anyway, today in this episode, we're allegedly going to talk about video game difficulty.
Yes.
And the stigmas around that. And I think I was bringing this up with my mom, and she put the topic as what was it like? What's the word? You said it a while ago. Like articulate or some shit like that. I don't remember. I'm too stupid.
I'm trying to think myself as well. Did it start with an
A? Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
What I with A? Nah, I don't think it'd be accurate. I don't think. Sure, it was A.
Asshole. There we go. Okay.
I know I talked about elitism with video games.
Elitism, possibly. I don't remember. It doesn't matter. Anyways, what is the most difficult game, or not necessarily the most difficult game, but what is a game that has driven you so fucking crazy you just wanted to chew your own arm off? I've had a couple of them. I'm working on one right now, actually.
I don't think I'm as big as a gamer as you, Dip. So I don't think it takes much to kind of like send me. But one game that's actually a mobile game that I've been playing for like a year now, is Rocket League Sideswipe, and I tell you,
Rocket League.
Yeah,
Rocket League.
And it's a mobile game too, and it's like I never would have thought a mobile game would make me so have so much hatred for like my teammates or for anybody in the game. But I'm not bad at it. I'm actually really good at it. I think. I'm not saying that out of arrogance, but I think I'm really good at the game. But it's the teammates, and you can't talk to the teammates. You can't communicate to them. You can only use like chat stickers or something. But when you're relying...
Was it one of those games where it was like, it tries to make it seem multiplayer, but you know that shit's all just bots?
Yeah. If there's like... It's kind of like that, because like you could leave, but if you leave the match, they'll just throw a bot in place. And then you can kind of tell because the bots are pretty trash. They'll like own goal and stuff, but... I've dealt with that a lot of times, which is annoying. But especially if it's like a 2v1. Like, I'm not trying to get 2v1'd, and I have a bot as a teammate, because the bot won't do anything.
It's almost like CSGO, except worse and in a mobile game.
CSGO kind of made me a little angry, because I don't like the mechanics of the game.
CSGO, I really like the way it presents its mechanics. I just feel like that I don't know. I feel like CS:GO doesn't really have that great of a house for them, you know.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess
But I can absolutely understand like getting mad at CS:GO.
yeah, it's just. I mean, I usually expect myself to like eventually get really good at like a shooter game because I that's pretty much like the only genre of the game that I can get extremely good at because I've been playing shooter games for over a decade.
Cough
So
cough, ultrakill, cough cough.
yeah. So I kind of expect myself to get good, like at least at some certain point, and even maybe do better than the average player. But with CS:GO, it's just like,
CS:GO is definitely one of those games where like if you're not already decent at it, there's no chance of you getting good,
yeah,
because of how good the other players are. And so there'd be no point for you to like go into competitive matches and try and rank up because if you keep doing that, then you're probably just going to go back down again because of the way their ranking system works.
yeah, and it's like my brain is like, I guess I have like high reflexes when it comes to shooter games, so like I need like that super fast paced, intense adrenaline type of gameplay. So that's games I can get from like COD, Pixel Gun, just like fast paced shooters like that. I don't think CS:GO necessarily has that.
Yeah, the movement shooters, you know.
Yeah. That's kind of the
Yeah.
stuff I excel at.
I really like CS:GO's mechanics because, like, don't get me wrong, I love movement shooters, but I really just want more like gritty games, right? And when I say gritty, I don't mean the Fortnite emote, and I also don't mean the like just having it be like super dark and whatnot. I mean like
Yeah.
I want mechanics that don't feel incredibly fluid. It almost feels like you're fighting against the game. Not in the sense that it's built to make you rage, but like games like Tarkov, right?
Yeah.
Um, those kinds of games. I really like the way that is because it sets up for all kinds of like incredibly tense and cinematic moments that you would never otherwise get from a game like COD, right?
hmm
But when it comes to CS:GO in particular, I feel like it's only like once in a blue moon that you get like a really good clipable moment, right?
Yeah.
Um, Whereas there are some, I really want a game that like treats that like would become that like each round is like a very long clippable moment like that,
Yeah.
where it's super tense. And I feel like the way I really like CS:GO, but I would never be good at it. There's no way, man.
Yeah, I think I get sick of it. I feel like you could do really good. I think a game that kind of suits what you would want is like Rainbow. I think.
Yeah, I've considered playing Rainbow before, but I have to buy PS Plus in order to do anything with it. I don't currently have it.
I can tell you.
I couldn't play it on PC. My PC is too bad for that.
Yeah. I would say I would definitely recommend playing it on PC because it really is. Like once you get into like competitive matches and stuff, it gets like you need to know what you're doing because then people also shout like tons of like slang that you can only know in the game. So somebody could be like two ping, or
Yeah, it's also very much how it is in like CS:GO.
yeah,
Like I think Dust 2 in particular, I know where like there's just a bunch of general locations, and instead of being like, oh yeah, no, he's on the doors to the left, they just shout doors, catwalk.
yeah.
Like,
It's annoying as a new player too. It's so annoying. It's like I don't know what you're talking about, and it's just like speak English, bro. Like dang, I don't know what that is. Some people will be like, what's a rainbow term? I'll just make one up. I'll say, she's dropping, and then you wouldn't know what that is, but like,
dropping a shit. What are you talking about, man? Okay, look.
or you could say like, she's lynching, and you wouldn't know what that is. Because just the way Rainbow works is like, operators have their specific abilities and stuff that they can do, but it's like, if you're not used to any of that stuff, you don't know what that is. So it was just very annoying, like, because I wouldn't know what that is. I get killed, and then I get like made fun of by like my team, or like I'd get people call me like slurs and stuff, and it'd just be so annoying. I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about, bro. Like, dang, I'm a new player, especially on like casual, dude. We're like. That's the whole.
I feel like that's probably how it is with a lot of COD players too.
Oh yeah, I don't even play competitive.
Or like a lot of the newer COD players, yeah.
Yeah,
I'd like to play some of the newer CODs. Warzone is a good concept, but I think that all of them except for like MW2, I'm pretty sure most, if not all, of the like COD multiplayer games have been great ideas, but like poor in their execution. Because like I had a friend, I don't talk to him that much anymore, but he played Warzone all the fucking time, and like he liked the game, but he would get so mad at it because like not only was it just difficult, but there was a lot of stuff in the game that didn't really feel like it was up to you, you know? I feel like that's unanimous with a lot of like video game difficulty situations.
Yeah.
Where even if it is a skill issue, it just doesn't feel like it, you know? It feels unfair. That's why game rage happens so much, because unless you actually do know, which you might, it's like it takes a second to realize what you did wrong.
I'm gonna parry off of that real quick and talk about Pixel Gun. That I think really fits that issue of it something being like a skill issue. You're familiar with 3-cat spam, right?
The what now? Who now?
Three category spam. It's like yeah, it's where you switch from one category to another category to another category, pretty much over and over again. And it's a method used to get to get kills as quickly as possible. If you're really good at it, you can drop like 40, 50 bombs. God tier if you can drop like 60 plus. I don't even think I've dropped like a 60 bomb before.
At that rate, you would have had to like hook up a keyboard to your phone to do that shit.
I have not done that ever, and I've gotten really good at it. I've been in the best clans ever in the game. I've been in the best clan ever in the game, and I've literally done it from like I literally learned 3-cat spam on like a really trashy like $77 phone that had like 8 gigs of storage, but I was only able to use like 3. And it ran Pixel Gun very terribly. And that's what I want to get on. Because somebody could say something's a skill issue, but if you're learning 3-cat spam from a crappy phone, but then you're also learning 3-cat spam from like a good phone, that's a difference. You're not having to deal with like lag and stuff and all that so you have a better experience learning 3-cat spam. The whole skill issue thing could really just like depend on like your situation and what you have and what you can work with. So if somebody just has something better than you, they're gonna have a better start because they're not having to deal with the problems that you're gonna have to deal with. But on the other hand, something even though they may not have dealt with those problems, you were able to go through and like pretty much figure out different methods and ways because you had more things to like, you had more problems pretty much. Mm-hmm. So
yeah, you had to figure out how the game worked in order to play it because you couldn't play it like the way everyone else was.
Yeah,
that's also particularly why I don't like when like people will go on like some of the most infamously hard games in existence. Like someone will go on a Dark Souls like thread and just be like, "It was easy. I don't know what you're talking about, man."
Yeah, it's like, okay, buddy, with the 10K PC setup, of course it was easy for you.
Yeah, we're not my ass playing it on a PC with duct tape and orange juice ingratiated into the case.
The loaf of bread that's been there for like 2 hours.
Yeah, no, like there's like just a whole ass banana rotting in my fans right now. I had to put my actual fan next to it so it would cool down because if otherwise it would just heat up and then spray rotten banana chunks everywhere.
Nobody likes a hot banana.
Nobody likes a hot banana, no.
So, yeah. There's a lot of games that I feel, especially like AAA games, that kind of just don't really worry about people with lower end devices. Or like with lower end hardware, they kind of don't really compensate, or they kind of don't really like.
I feel like almost every AAA game sort of falls under that line of being like, Oh yeah, no, we don't. If you have a shit PC, you're not gonna be able to play the game.
We're kind of just too good for you right now, buddy.
Yeah.
Like, get good, brokey. Like, I don't know. That's why I always love like light versions, and that's one thing that I can definitely say that mobile games like do really really well. And that's something I appreciate mobile games doing is making light versions of their games, so it's better for like better optimization for like lower end devices, so that not everybody can play, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that is a big part of becoming good or going through the difficulties of the game is dealing with issues that are not just in the game but also on the thing you play the game on. So that's the thing.
Not truly, honestly, even though it's probably a big part of it, not everything can just be dumbed down to skill issue.
Yeah. Too many people are quick to do that too.
Oh yeah, dude. I've seen so many arguments online. I'm in the Batman Arkham community Discord server, which is nothing like the subreddit, by the way. But
Is that in a good way or a bad way?
in a good way. I'm not gonna lie, man. Like, the subreddit is fucking hilarious, but they have gone into the genuine depths of insanity, bro. Like, the people who post there are either just trying really hard to be funny or genuinely like have multiple screws loose.
Yeah.
But the server is like mainly for like helping people with the games and whatnot. And I've seen a lot of people being like, one of the parts about the heart. So, and the way they work is, whenever an enemy's about to attack you, there's lines above them that tell you that you can counter the attack. And on the harder difficulties, they remove those lines, so you don't actually know unless you're paying attention to the actual enemy. And so people were arguing about whether or not like being able to counter those is a skill issue. And you gotta keep in mind that the combat isn't just countering. There's all kinds of like tool stuff you can do that you should try to do. But it's stuff like that. I feel like people always just like take an immediate one side. Okay, it's either you're bad at the game or you're not, or something like that, right? But I feel like it's a little bit. Most people are probably gonna be in the comments be like, "It's not that deep." I feel like it is a little bit deeper than just skill issue.
I think it is because it can definitely. I feel like a lot of people also kind of silently like push through the game, and then when they make it, they kind of be like, "Oh, skill issue, because I did all this, and it took me this long, and I did it. It's just a skill issue." And I'm like, well, you can say it's a skill issue, but if there's like a genuine problem with something, just because you were able to go through or go around that problem, or overcome the problem, doesn't make it any less of a problem. You know what I mean? Like, just because something is solvable doesn't mean that it should be solved in the way you solved it. It's still an issue. If it's not fair, it's not fair. If it's like dangerously hard, it's just dangerously hard. Like, you shouldn't just dumb it down to skill issue just to try to fit in or something. And I feel like people don't really want to like see
accept
other people's
that.
People don't really want to accept it or look into other perspectives about it or see how other people play a game. And I feel like it's a lot of the time the really hardcore players of that certain game, in which that's just even more annoying. It's like, well,
yeah, because like then they're actually good at the game, and now you don't have a whole lot of grounds where it's like, okay, I'm still learning. Okay, I get it.
I can't.
I can say this though, and this is just because like I am not, despite being a quote unquote gamer, I am really not that great at video games. A lot of them kind of piss me off.
I feel like I don't know. Gamers.
It depends on the game.
Yeah, that's true. I won't deter too much, but I feel like there's been like a mass influx of like gamers recently, right? I feel like
I've come to hate AAA games and like the way they're produced. There's a couple that I'll like buy and just want to play because you can play them, but You know, like there'll be a game that like is confirmed to be being created, and there'll be a bunch of gamers who like flock to the developers and be like, "When is the release date? Tell me right now. I'm gonna send you death threats." You know, just
Oh, I
like,
hate those people. Those are the basement dwelling gooners, though. I swear.
dude. And there are so many people who, you know, like expect the game as soon as it's released to be in mint perfect condition. And you know what? To an extent, they're right. Yeah, when you release a game, it should be not rushed. It should be with minimal bugs. No bugs is impossible. That's going to happen regardless. But it should be, you know, at least 60 frames per second.
Yeah.
And so many AAA companies, like months after their game releases, never fix the, oh yeah, no, the game released at 20 FPS, and no, it's never gotten any better, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so that's trained me to really hate
Redfall.
the way... Yeah, Redfall. Cyberpunk is a pretty guilty offender of this, too. And so that's trained me to really hate the way that game developers like release their games, and almost every time something is announced, I'm immediately skeptical, because I know that it's either just going to be shit because it was rushed, or it's going to be so buggy that you're not even going to want to play it, let alone, you know, you wasted your money, or you'll feel like you have anyway.
Dog, at this point, it's a trend to kind of just release games at $70, have them be incomplete, and then, you know, may or may not actually fix the bugs that came out. COD did this last year when they dropped Modern Warfare 2. It was $70. You know, other game was really released for $70 until COD, a very big and popular mainstream game, did it, which allowed other companies to do it and get away with it as well. That new Mortal Kombat game is $70. I'm not buying that because it's $70. Why is the price of games increasing, but the quality of them don't seem to be increasing either? It's just, it's so annoying, because it's like, at this point, it just feels like it's not even made out of a passion. You just know you're going to make money out of it, especially with a lot of popular franchises like COD and Mortal Kombat and FNAF. It's like, well, if you're going to drop AAA games for like $70, bro, and they're going to be, you know, buggy and laggy and crappy, then it's just kind of like, well, it would make you hate AAA games. But at the same time, stop sending them death threats to release a game buggy, and they get mad that it's buggy. That's like flooring. That's like driving them.
You're almost encouraging the fact that that's going to happen. You're guaranteeing it.
Like, you don't drive a car extremely hard and then get mad when you have to maintain it a lot more than other people. It's like you chose to make that decision. So if you're going to send death threats, dog, you got to understand the consequences of doing that act. So that's annoying as well, especially for the people who don't send death threats, because now they have to deal with a crappy game and it's not their fault.
You can't drive a car off a bridge and then get mad that it's totaled.
Exactly. Exactly. Like, you, that was you. You did it. You did it. All right. You did it. It's your fault, buddy. God dang. I don't. It's so weird how people just don't connect the dots with that stuff. It just is.
Real quick, can we talk about Activision?
Sure. I don't know. I don't know a crazy amount about them, but yeah, we can talk about them.
Their fucking prices are just
oh yeah,
not legal, bro.
Yeah.
They're not. There's no way.
I paid retail for BO3 last year.
Yeah, look at, I have Black Ops 1 and 2 on my wish list, right?
Mm-hmm.
Those games are like older than me, almost.
Yeah.
And they are like, they're probably older than like a lot of the people watching, but they are like, they're like almost $60, $40, $50.
Yeah, that's insane, dude. It's like, what the heck?
And yeah, it's sort of diverge. Another company that did this recently that really pisses me off, because like it's a game that I hold more dear to my heart than COD. Rockstar has been teasing a remaster for Red Dead Redemption 1.
Mm-hmm.
I like, you know, because I can't play that on the PS4.
Yeah.
And so that's what that was supposed to achieve. The remaster in question was like $60, $70 something. And it was not even like a remaster with all the graphics and shit you get in RDR2. It was literally, it looked the exact same. It was a port. It was not a remaster.
I think I heard
the original
something about
game.
that.
The original game on like the PS3 was charging like $30 maybe for the game.
Good times.
And so if you're just gonna re-release it, then why not charge the same price?
Yeah.
It's stupid.
It's a money move. It's a money move, and that's what these companies are doing. And it's like, we all know, like, in a capitalistic society, obviously your goal is to make money. But when you do stuff like as just annoying and heinous at that, it's just like I don't know. It's like these companies or corporations don't understand like how, like, it's like they know how bad they're screwing us over, but it's like they act like we don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, maybe like your hardcore diehard fans, like, you know, the like literal idiots, you know, who will stick behind them through any decision they make, even if it's like literally charging them $1 to like reload. I forgot what that one guy was, but that was a decision he made, or he wanted to make, where I think it was like a Battlefield, where you were in the heat of battle, he would stop you mid game and like charge you $1 to reload. It's like at that point, bro, it's like you act like we just don't know what you're doing, and it's like it's so annoying.
There's another case of this, and this sort of segues, is Unity. Did you hear about what Unity did?
Yeah, I heard about that last night. It was wild.
They are charging every developer who's been using their software 2 cents every time someone downloads a game. And like I don't really get it. I'm not a game developer. I don't know how like the pricing and purchasing a game works, but I know that on Steam they just take like a percentage cut of the money that they paid, right?
Mm.
So why don't they just do that? If the game is like so getting sold so well, why don't they just take a cut out? No, why are they? If the game's free, then there's nothing you can do really. So why are they charging? It just makes no sense. And what's so funny is like they're getting fucked over for this so hard.
Yeah.
Like it was a terrible decision, and it shows, dude. Like, have you seen their stock price?
I have not seen the stock price. I have not seen the stock price.
It is terrible. It is like I don't think I've ever seen like a stock price that wasn't like, you know, diagonal somewhat. This one is just like a straight vertical line down, bro.
That's crazy.
It just disappeared.
Wow, so many mobile games made with Unity too. That's wild.
Yeah. There's a lot of games made with Unity.
I don't get the point of like I don't get the point of like being so greedy to make more money when you already have so much money. Like like, what's the difference? What's the lifestyle difference between like $10 million and like $20 million? Like, what's the lifestyle difference at that point, bro? Like, I don't get it.
What changes, bro?
Yeah, what changes, dude? Like, dang, like you're
at
gonna
a certain point, like there's nothing left to buy.
Yeah, like just,
you know?
You're gonna kick us while we're down and make an extra 2 cents, dog? Come on now, it's not even worth it at that point. I don't get the greed.
There was something crazy that I saw on TikTok. It was like this game development studio who got fucked over because yeah, it's like this game development studio who got completely like turned over and just analed because of the Unity changes, and they wrote this public message about how they had to stop like developing the game, and at the end it was something like, "We have never made a public statement. That is how badly you fucked up." That is what it said, and I quote.
That's
I was
crazy.
like, wow. Jeez, man.
I think there was a quote. I think there was like a little chart that I saw, where they were literally showing. I think it was a video I think it was like Upper Echelon's video where he showed like a chart of like, the impact it would have on a lot of like developers, and like there was like a black line, or like a black portion, and that black portion was pretty much like the portion where the company was taking more money than what the game was actually making.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's how bad it got, to where it's like, you are now going to run these developers like out of their game just so you can make 2 cents per install. Like, it's just those types of things at that point. It's just like, it's exploitation. It's unnecessary. You don't need it. You just want it. And it's like it's also like they just like, I really do feel like these older like these executives or CEOs or whoever is at, you know, at the top of these corporations really think we're stupid. And I feel like they really think we're stupid because they implement these things that probably have worked when they're in like their heydays, or first making it big, when they implement all these different things, and now it's like we're at this point to where, with Gen Z and stuff, we're a lot more aware of like what's going on, and it's like they forget that like we don't have to buy the game.
Yeah.
Like we don't you make money because of us. That's gaming. We could live without gaming, all right? We could live without gaming. We could. It's a possibility.
We could.
Like
you know what we could also live without? Internet.
We could live without the internet.
We could. I'm not gonna lie. Like, people are like acting like if we get hit by a solar flare, humanity won't survive. And like, don't get me wrong, a good portion is gonna die. But like, I think we could make it. I think we could make it. I think we have done so before. Like, how do we get to this point?
You think it'd be one of those like apocalypse type of things, to where it'd be like, we just scavenging
Well,
the
you
earth?
know what happens when you get hit by a solar flare? All technology at all ever just sort of goes down. It dies.
Dude, we're gonna be murdering each other, dude. That's what's gonna happen. We're gonna be murdering or raping each other. That's what's gonna happen.
It's gonna be like the Purge, bro.
Literally, like, dude, look, if you know how many like people in the world like just won't even like are like holding back their full racial prejudice, bigoted like feelings just for just because of law. Like, you think I could assure you that like all the so many cops, so many like criminals would just be out here like murdering and like abusing people.
They would just be beating each other.
Yeah, like literally, because they could get away with it, or it's like it'd happen on such like a mass scale that nobody would, like, even if we were to like recover, they probably won't. They'll probably get their stories heard, but the people doing it probably won't even face any like conviction of anything. So it's like I
still think like as a species we would survive though.
Definitely, but it would
definitely be like an anarchic apocalyptic scenario.
Yeah, it'd be horrendous.
We'd have to go back to those Mesopotamian times, bartering,
going out there doing that work, milking them cows like we did back in 1180. Yeah, buddy.
1180 BC. Yeah.
No, just the century 1180, dog. What were they doing in 1180? Like, what were people doing in 1180, dog? Like, who just goes out here and says, "Yo, Happy New Year to 1180"? Like, what the heck? No, get out of here, bro.
What were they doing in 1180, man?
They were burning witches, quote unquote witches, at the stake because
who was the first motherfucker to milk a cow and why?
I honestly believe that it was like, I feel like somebody just walked up and just like was looking at everything and checked every single angle and just like somehow tried to interact with it, and like probably looked at a tree, like tried to squeeze the tree and go, "Ouch, that's rough, knee hurt hand," but then looked all around the cow and like, "Ooh," then squeezed udder and was like, "Ooh, that's soft," and then was like, "Whoa, milk."
You think he squeezed the tail too? If that was the case.
Yeah, I probably got kicked in the nuts though, unless it was a girl. Unless it was a girl, then But it was probably just like one of those. It's like Velma looking for her glasses. She touches everywhere to look for her glasses. I feel like it was just kind of like the same thing, where the guy whoever it was just looking for.
He was actually just blind.
Yeah, just blind, and for some
He
reason.
was just a blind caveman looking for his club.
Yeah.
Instead, he found udders somehow.
And then created milk, and then probably thinks it's like water too, but just like different.
It's just water, but thick.
It's like water, but like a little thicker. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Oh man, I know like we've gone completely off topic, but something that I wanted to talk about in this episode was Geometry Dash. Because I think that Geometry Dash is
familiar with that game.
That was a terrible segue, by the way. I know, but
I know a good segue. You could have been like, "Oh yeah, he was trying to figure out all like the shape of things." And it's like, speaking of the shape of things, let's talk about our sponsor today, Geometry Dash. We're not sponsored, by the way.
We're not sponsored. We're not sponsored.
Yeah.
I would shove the default cube up my ass, but we're not sponsored. Anyways,
I will drink
Geometry
a gallon
Dash
of something.
Listen, man, okay. I think Geometry Dash is probably like one of the worst cases of video game difficulty ever. Or like one of the most noticeable.
Yeah.
Because it's one of those things where like, you know, you're gonna have there's gonna be performance problems, of course, but
Yo.
unlike most games, there's not a whole lot to learn from that because the base game loop is just fucking clicking.
Yeah. I feel like it kind of intertwines with like doing the same thing over and over again, but also doing something in a specific way in order to do it right, and I feel like that kind of drives people insane. I know it drove me insane.
Yeah, that's why I don't like it, because like I know how most of the levels go, and like I could complete them, but I always just like make the stupid one little mistake, or I just don't jump far enough the one time, and it destroys everything.
Yep.
Even though in my head I was doing everything perfectly. Yeah.
Yep. And
it's an incredibly frustrating game.
Yeah.
And I don't understand the people who put themselves to the torture of like the demon levels. That's also another thing. Like Geometry Dash is one of those games where like it's gotten to a point where the difficulty, like the harder difficulty, is just genuinely superhuman. No human with the default reaction time could even try to complete that.
Yeah, it's a dedication for real. Like, I know when I was playing it, when I was doing my series on it, it literally got to a point on some levels that I was just like legit. I was like zoned out, but like my hand had like the muscle memory of the clicking. It's like I'd be zoning in and out, realizing that I'm playing the level, but like I'd still be alive. I'm like, whoa, what's going on? It's like it's gotten to that point where like I do it over and over and over again, to where it's like I'm not even like paying attention. But I'm still, like, my body knows what to do, but it's just, like, my mind is not there anymore. I'm just, like, so done.
Yeah. Dude, people who play Geometry Dash levels must have, like, the reaction time of, like, the Flash, bro.
Yeah, YouTube needs to bump their videos up to the algorithm, dog. Because if you want to dedicate that much time to those demon levels, dog, you guys deserve the moolah.
Yeah, man. You guys deserve to... why are you still doing this to yourself?
I mean, some levels are just poorly made too. Like I've come across some levels that just really like legit are not fair. Or some of them that like aren't like made right to where you pretty much are guaranteed to lose. But a lot of the hard levels, it's just really just reaction time. But I mean, it's especially like those long levels that require all that like long clicking and stuff. I don't think I could ever get myself. I'd probably do one in my life, and that'd be it. Like never again. Like I probably want to do like one demon level, but after that, not again, because that's insane.
Yeah, man. Again with the Geometry Dash, it's like, you know, you have to repeat things over and over again.
It's your fault too.
It's your fault too. Yeah, no, that's also so frustrating about it, because if you have good equipment, then there is nothing else to blame in Geometry Dash. It is just the skill issue.
Yep, literally. It's like you could say it's this and this, and it's like, nah, dog, it's you. You did it. You suck. You're a loser. Go home. Go cry in a corner. Something. It's your fault, buddy. Don't care. Didn't ask. GG ratio. That's literally what Geometry Dash would do to you.
In that exact words too. Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. But salute to the troops who are doing it, actively brain rotting themselves into this abyss of hurt, pain, and self-reflect. But you know, see ya. Wouldn't want to be ya. You know.
Yeah. Nah, man. I have trouble doing that like right now. Because like, you know, I there's like a lot of times in video games where like I'll die and this part will be really difficult. And I really just want an easy way to get past it, because you know, like I hate just doing the same shit over and over again, and nothing changes. That's, in fact, the definition of insanity, allegedly. And so Geometry Dash is like, if that's the definition of insanity, then I don't even want to know what Geometry Dash is, because that is the entire thing. That is all you do. You just restart, restart, and restart, and hope that you do it right the one time.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the big thing. You get to a point where you go so far, you know you can beat it, so that kind of drives you even further to keep going. So say you try like the first 50 times, if you get it like, if you get like 90% on like 15 of those 50 times, you're gonna keep going another 50 times because you knew you had 15 chances to where you got 90% of the level complete. If you try it like 100 times and you only get like 6%, you're not gonna keep going. It's not likely you're gonna keep going because it's like, okay,
I don't know, man. I feel like I give up. Either I give up too easily, or I just don't have the patience for that shit. I'm gonna be honest.
I stopped playing because I do have the patience for the game, but I would
not healthy for you.
It's not healthy at all. I'm genuinely serious. It is not healthy. I spent 2 hours on a level one time, and it was, and some people may be like, oh, that's not a lot. You're just clicking over and over and over again, seeing the same animation over and over and over again, not expecting anything different to happen, not expecting any new changes to happen. You're literally just sitting there doing the same darn thing over and over and over again for 2 hours straight. That's gonna get you, dog. And like after that, I was like, all right, I need to like this. I need to think about this again because I don't know. It's hard, dude. It's hard.
All of my tries combined, I probably took like about a day and a half to beat Back on Track.
back on track.
I'm so bad at that game. Like, it is not even funny, bro.
Back on Track though. That's the second level.
Yeah, it is the second level.
Dog, I'm like almost slitting my throat to these custom levels, bro.
I played one custom level one time.
Wow.
It was an auto level.
Did you win?
yeah, bro, I won. It was great.
Cool. Okay, just wanted to make sure that, you know. Wanted to see how good you were. Back on track, man. There's a lot of cool ones though, a lot of cool songs and stuff. But Geometry Dash is like literally the epitome of like showing you your own ass and saying like, no, you just suck, buddy. Try again. And then you're like, you don't want to think it, but you're like, I know I suck, so I'm gonna try again because I know I don't suck.
Mm-hmm.
So,
man, you know that could be. If you took out the Geometry Dash part, that'd probably be the gayest sentence any man has ever said. Showing me my own ass and telling me that you suck and to try again.
You suck. Try again. Yeah, dog. That sesh was mid. Try again, buddy.
Listen, man. I know you got 16 inches down there, but I don't know where all that went, man.
I paid you $300. I was not $300 worth of. You know, crazy, but
Lord.
I feel like it's more of a good difficulty though, rather than it's an unhealthy one. Don't get me wrong, but I feel like I say it's good because it's not unfair. It's for the people who can.
That's definitely like one of the big things about the Arkham games for me. They have two different challenges, or two different types of challenges. They have the combat challenges and the stealth challenges, which are called predator challenges. And the combat challenges are great because they're hard, really hard, but they are solely based on your skill. And so any player could actually complete them in no time flat if they had the skill for it. And so I've gotten myself to a point where I could do it, but the stealth challenges, on the other hand, are not, because they require a very specific process in order to complete. And they get worse. There's another like layer to them, the extreme challenges, and you're literally like a 2-tap in the extreme challenges.
I hate it. That
and
like,
so
repeat.
Not only do you have to do this incredibly specific thing that takes hours and hours of doing the exact same thing in order to actually work. It's such bullshit. Even if you try to complete it normally. So yeah, no. I'm very divided on the Arkham games. They're good games, but they piss me off.
I feel that's when the point. I feel like this can segue into this next point, to where that's where video games start to not be fun.
Yeah.
Where I'm having to do this specific method. I don't care about the graphics. I don't care about the atmosphere. I don't care about the controls. I care about winning so I can move on and say that I won. Mm-hmm. And I feel a lot of and I was gonna mention this earlier. There's been a large influx of gamers over the years, with like YouTube and stuff. It's COVID and everything. There's just been a lot of gamers, but I feel like a lot of the gamers who hopped on the trend are more average gamers who may 100% a game or two that they really, really like, but in general are not looking for anything other than a fun experience to come to every now and then. Mm-hmm. And I feel like now there's this there's this bridge that does not need to be connected, but that probably is being connected, to where there are casual players who may like a certain game and really, really want to complete it, compared to somebody like a hardcore gamer where they will 100% it because they know they have the ability to 100% it. But there are also casual players who want 100% it because they really like the game, but lack the skill.
They can also, like, the hardcore gamers can also brag to their friends and be like, it's just a skill issue, bro. I have, like, 87 platinums, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like achievement hunting. There's been a lot of games that I've pushed myself to get platinums for.
I'm the exact opposite. Like, even with ultrakill, dog, like, the only reason why I'm P ranking stuff is for content. I'm not, like, doing it because I genuinely want to do it. I'm doing it for content.
Yeah, no. The thing about ultrakill, though, is that you're actually rewarded for P ranking shit because you get secret levels and boss fights and stuff. Mm-hmm. Most games cannot say the same thing.
yeah, definitely.
Most games, as far as 100%ing goes, is just for the sake of being able to say that you've done it, and so that you get the trophy. And so that I think that's probably why I've been hating the Arkham games, particularly Arkham City, so much. Because like story-wise, it's the best one in the franchise, and it's pretty good gameplay-wise. But dude, the amount of bullshit in that game, outside of all that, is just unparalleled. And you need it to 100% it, or get the platinum.
I feel like I don't know if you've seen it, but I've gotten a few hate comments on some of my ultrakill videos.
I have seen them. I think they're funny. I'm not gonna lie.
They are funny. I'm arguing with this guy right now. And he's like literally like he's trying to tell me that I'm not the best ultrakill player. I'm kind of just trolling him at this point. I'm like, bro, I get your point, but I'm that guy though. He's like he just went off and was like, no, you're not. No, you say whatever.
You must have amnesia because you forgot that I'm him.
Yeah, I'm just trolling this guy, and I'm like, dude, I know I'm not the best ultrakill player. Obviously, everybody knows that. But it's like I don't play the game in the way that I feel like hardcore ultrakill players play it, because I want to have fun. I don't want to strap myself to just continuously like grinding at this certain game on this certain difficulty just to like say that I've done it and then like never look back at it again. And it's like there's no point in
ultrakill. Say what you're gonna say.
Oh, there's no point in achieving something if you're not going to be proud of it, or if you're not going to cherish it. And it's like with ultrakill, it's like I like the game, I enjoy it. It's not what I want to do all the time. I don't plan on playing the game forever, but it's like I just want to have fun with the game, and I feel like the way I go about it and the way I play the game, it's constructed in a way where I have fun, and that annoys a lot of hardcore players.
That's also the thing about ultrakill. There was this controversy when it comes to ultrakill about this YouTube reviewer named Under the Mayo, and he basically said that he made this criticism that Ultrakill had like a core flaw in that it wasn't necessarily too easy, but you could just the style meter was pointless because you could just cheese the entire game with the pistol, and that's completely true. You could
You could.
absolutely
You
do
could.
that, but that is such a stupid way to play the game.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Because and then you get Under the Mayo's videos and he's like praising Doom Eternal, which don't get me wrong, Doom Eternal's a great game and
I
it
gotta play
deserves
it.
to
I
be
gotta play it.
glazed.
I gotta play it. I'm glazing I'm glazing 2016, dog. But I gotta glaze. I gotta play Eternal.
I'm not gonna lie, man. I say with utmost confidence, I've played both games. Ultrakill is better than Doom Eternal
You think so?
because, yeah, I think so. In my personal opinion, because Doom requires you to have like specific processes for each enemy, and the core, like the big part of the gameplay is learning to do that while managing everything else. It's like the goriest puzzle game imaginable, right?
Yeah.
Whereas Ultrakill is very much a random bullshit go type of game, right?
Yeah.
Where you can play it in any way you want, and so if you really wanted to, you could cheese it with the default pistol. But it's more fun and it's better if you. It's objectively a better game if you try to use the mechanics that it gives you. And that's why I don't understand the whole this is also another thing, is that why are there other difficulties at that point, right? Because like if you're gonna say that like, oh my god, are you seriously playing on the lenient difficulty and not violent?
Somebody got me on that, dude. Somebody told me that, like, not in like a mean way. Not in like a mean way, but it was just like, you're playing lenient and not violent. And I trolled him. I was joking with him, but I was like, I'm not probably not gonna play violent. I'll probably play violent once for a video, but after that, I don't think I'm gonna play violent because I'm not.
Yeah, dude. And I feel
torture.
like at that point, the game wasn't made to just be violent difficulty.
Yeah.
If it was, then there wouldn't be an option to change.
Yeah,
the
exactly.
difficulty.
So, like, they would just be like, all right, you can play on violent, and then there'd be a whole huge discourse about the game being hard or whatever.
That's why I'm pretty sure that, like, because if you want to like experience this story, well, as much story as the game like Ultrakill has to offer you, I think it's perfectly acceptable to go back on lenient or harmless and just P rank the entire game so you can get the secret boss fight, so you can read the secret terminals and do the levels and whatnot. I think that's perfectly fine. And to segue, I have a confession to make. Every time I pick up a game for the first time, even if it's a franchise that I've already played before, I play it on easy mode for the first time.
Really?
Because I'm not sure that if it's gonna be a game that I at all enjoy.
That's fair. That's completely fair. For me,
so why would I torture myself with the hardest difficulty if I know that I'm gonna fucking hate this game? Right?
Yeah. For me, I do just the normal difficulty on all games. But if I know I'm going to be good at it, like shooters, I'll kind of go on like second to hardest. But that's just because of the experience I have with shooters. But yeah, I definitely get like toning it down and stuff. I talked about
I picked up The Witcher 3. And based on what I knew about that game, I knew that it was like an RPG, and that it had this whole like magic thing. It wasn't what I expected. It was very overwhelming, and it just sort of turned out to be like not my type of thing.
Yeah.
Which is weird because I liked Skyrim, but The Witcher 3 was overwhelming. And it sucked because like of the load times and stuff. I was like, okay, not only is it kind of hard, I'm just not into it.
Yeah.
And if I had like picked up if I had done that, if I had tried to play it on the hardest difficulty the first time, like I don't even think I would have gotten through the first few cutscenes. It's like, no.
Yeah, I get you. This is Did you have anything you want to add on it? Because this is a great segue into something else.
Go ahead.
Elitism and video game elitism. For people who don't know what elitism elitism is, it is pretty much simplify in a simplified way, a certain method or a certain way to do something or a certain way to have something, and pretty much saying that is the only way to do it, and morally you are not cool. Like, I don't want to say cool, but like you're not like, you don't fit in if you don't do it this certain way. A great example is like cars and like manual cars. A lot of car enthusiasts say if you drive a manual, you're a real man, or you have a real car. If you drive automatic, you don't. It's stupid. It's honestly very stupid, but there are people like that who think like that. But it's kind of like that with video games. Do you know Dash EXP?
No.
So he's I don't know if he's like admitted it, but I don't think he's the greatest at like video games. He's not the greatest at video games. He plays video games on a lot of them on like the easiest difficulty, and he's a really cool guy. He's a really chill dude. He's really funny. His community is like absolutely great. There's like no negativity whatsoever, but I feel like anybody outside of his community would probably crap on him for playing games on easy difficulty. And it's like, there's no shame in just wanting to play a game on easy and enjoying the game. And I feel like too many gamers kind of have that sort of elitism in them, to where they're like, oh, if you don't play like second to hardest or hardest, then you're not a real gamer, or you're not playing the game like you should, or whatever. And then that's annoying to hear a lot, to be honest.
If you haven't played COD on Veteran for the first time, then you're not a real gamer. Yeah, well, I fucked your cousin Miranda, age 34.
You need to specify the age. Age 34, by the way. Got you, buddy. You're done.
She could, if she shoved the PS4 controller up her gooch, then she could probably play the game on Veteran and be just better than you.
Literally. But it's just like, I hate...
Quite frankly, she platinumed my cock.
P-ranked your cheeks, brother. But I just kind of hate, like, people pretty much, like, trying to single, like, other people who just want a enjoyable experience out, or, like, making them feel less than, or making them feel like they're not, like, just making fun of them because they want to play a game on easy. And it's like, there's no shame in playing a game on ezy. There's nothing wrong with it. I don't have any problem with anybody completing a game on easy, and it's completely okay to do that. And it's like, people need to stop like acting like that's an issue or anything. It's not. If it wasn't meant to be played in that manner for some, like you said, if it's not meant to be played in that mode, they wouldn't have put it there. So it's like, obviously it's for a certain amount of people who don't want a harsher experience. So it's annoying.
Similar to this is not that similar, but I low key, it makes me really sad when a game condescends you for choosing the like little difficulty. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like the thing that a lot of popular games do now is already bad enough, where it's like they'll have 3 difficulties, easy, normal, hard, but instead it's just like give me a story, give me a balanced experience, give me the asshole,
Like,
Doom does this thing where it's like the easiest difficulty is I'm too young to die.
Yep, I'm too young to die. I'm like, dang, bro, leave me alone. Maybe I am.
I'm quite frankly not of age. I would rather not die.
I am a minor. You are shoving me in a area where there are demons. So yes, most definitely. But like, yeah, I don't make fun of me for like wanting to play it on easy. You know what I mean? But
why is the difficulty there?
Yeah, exactly. Why would you put it there, dog? Like, come on now, don't be mean. That's not nice. But I just want people like whoever sees this who plays games on easy difficulty. Don't be ashamed to play games on easy difficulty. It's completely valid, and you're not any less of a gamer just because you play games on easy difficulty. I just need people to know that.
And if someone is mean to you because you do play games on easy difficulty, just send them gay porn. Yeah.
Just send them like a random image of like a pillow or something, and be like,
yeah, just send them some absolutely nonsensical shit. Like, go find a schizo post about the flies taking over the world. And,
like this you.
Yeah, just like get a stock image of a cucumber and be like, yeah.
Yeah, because like no matter what, like gaming is supposed to be its original purpose is supposed to entertain, send a message, and convey a story to you in a certain way, and it shouldn't matter how you want that story to be conveyed to you. Just you don't have to ruin your experience, or have your experience be tainted by a stigma that shouldn't even exist in the first place.
Yeah. I think, shit, what was I going to say? Fryguy, talk about cucumbers while I figure out what I was going to say.
Okay. I just need everybody to listen and hear about cucumbers real quick. Cucumbers, I feel, are, as they may not be superior to pickles because they're the same thing, but they have a lot of uses. You could fry them. You could bake them. That's weird, but don't do that. But you could. You could eat them cold. You can put them on your eyes, which is pretty much the way cucumbers should be consumed, is by laying them on your eyes. You can do many things with cucumbers. You can break them. You can chop them. You can dice them. You can slice them. You could toss them on your friend's lawn. You could very much do that. I'm sure their dog will enjoy that, and their dog will probably won't enjoy that 5 hours later, though. But cucumbers are very, very, very important, very, very healthy, and I think they're a really great, essential part of a nutritionally balanced meal. And I feel like cucumbers kind of get underrated sometimes. I feel like people buy cucumbers for the wrong reasons. I feel like people buy cucumbers, eat a cucumber, and say they don't like cucumbers, but I feel like they don't eat it right. There is a way to eat a cucumber, and I feel like people don't understand that. And cucumbers are a secret gourmet dish. It's kind of like what is it? What do you call it? Silent wealth. You know what I mean? It's like it may look common, but it's like if you got it, you got it. You know what I mean? Like everybody may not know that you got the Gucci on because it looks like you bought it at some wherever store, but what that tag says on the inside. And I feel like it's the same thing for cucumbers. It's like, it may seem like everybody has a cucumber. Nah, it's a zucchini, brother. It's not a cucumber. So only you know if it's a cucumber or not. And so many people may think it's a zucchini, but it's not a zucchini. It's a cucumber.
Okay. Shut up. No, I didn't I didn't actually have anything to say. I just wanted to hear you talk about cucumbers for no reason.
You're gonna chop that up and put it into a short and just be like, talks about cucumbers for 2 minutes.
I'm not gonna lie, man. Like, I would have froze. Like, I wouldn't have had anything to say, but
I just gave all of the freaking secrets away and for nothing. Thanks, dog. Like, now everybody's gonna eat a cucumber.
I just told the cucumber government codes. What the hell, man?
They're gonna kill me with a cucumber, dog. I'm gonna walk out and just get whacked with a cucumber.
I'm gonna compare the size of the cucumber to the size of my cock, and if my cock's bigger, then it's over for me, man. It's just over.
Imagine these people walking out with like suits, just coming up and whacking with a cucumber. They're walking about their day.
Imagine seeing that shit in public.
He's so wild, dog.
It's like an innocent man having like a Subway sandwich, and the man just walks up. Yeah, he's the guy.
I'm right here. It just lays on the ground. That's
it crazy. Literally makes the bonk sound effect.
He gets like sniped out of nowhere. You just see a cucumber flying through and absolutely like running through the guy's head. That's wild.
It's like fucking you slice someone's head off with an axe, but it's just cucumber.
It's like it chops off just like an axe would, but it's just a cucumber being used.
There's no blade. It's like how It's like how the lightsabers, sometimes will cut straight through things, and sometimes will just hit it like a stick.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's like a certain like blip or clip that you have to like find, like a certain area to exploit. But yeah, cucumbers are kind of OP. Don't eat cucumbers. I hate cucumbers.
I remember what I was gonna say. I actually did have something to say. So basically, I think one of the things about one of the worst things about like hardcore gamers is like I've seen so many videos of being like, why video games aren't fun anymore. And usually when I watch these, I end up thinking to myself, no, they're still fun. You're just making it a shit experience for yourself.
Most definitely.
There's so many people that I know that play video games for a power fantasy.
Really?
And like, yeah, no, I completely understand it because like.
Wait, I'm sorry. Elaborate on that. Power fantasy. Like, what do you mean?
Yeah, power fantasy. Like you just want to you play the video game for the sole purpose of escapism. You just want to escape into your own little world.
Okay. I thought you meant like somebody was like, I want to control a woman, but I can't do it in real life because there's laws. So I'm going to do it in a game and feel better about myself.
Like GTA, I want to steal a car, but I can't do it in real life. Very much. But like the whole, I want to just act like I'm the most powerful person. I want to, pretend that I'm something that I'm not. I want to escape. I
want to beat a woman, but I'm 12. Yeah, I get what you mean. Yeah, like escapism is. I get it. Using games as escape. That's kind of the point, though. That's kind of the point of them.
Yeah, that's kind of the point. It also furthers the whole. Okay, well then playing them on easy is fine then.
Yeah.
Like, well, at that point, because like, why would video games have a story? If like they didn't want you to experience it that way. Right?
Exactly. Exactly.
But well.
I think this could also tie into like the downfall of video games. I know a lot of games. I know a game that I'm for people who don't know, I'm a very avid player of Pixel Gun 3D. I've been playing Pixel Gun 3D since 2013, November of 2013.
You've mentioned it like 47 times. I think they know.
Okay, I'm just saying that. You never know. This could be somebody's first episode. I just want to clarify and I just want to mention it. But that is the one game that I have genuinely seen take a huge dive in quality and like a great experience. That is the one game that I really, really love, but I have grown to also hate because it stopped being about just having this silly, funny Minecraft shooter game with creative guns and a creative story and being all about the community to just being about how can we make the most cookie cutter stuff and make the most money as well. And that is one game I can genuinely say have just fallen into that, and I'm sure there are a lot of other games that have fallen into that. FNAF! But yeah, I'm sure a lot of games. You have played Dip. I've also taken a huge dive in quality throughout the series.
Oh yeah. I think that the Arkham games are also very similar to this. Can I talk about that?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, so they had Arkham Asylum, and I'm pretty sure. Now, I could be wrong about this, but I want to believe it because it makes sense. It's my personal little headcanon, okay? Don't judge me, okay? I'm an AO3 fanfiction writer, okay?
I got no white wigs.
I've got an OC, okay?
No white wigs over here.
But in my little thing, I think that the reason that the game is the way it is because they didn't actually want to make a Batman game. They just wanted to make a horror game, but it didn't make them enough money, so you have Arkham Asylum, and atmospherically, it's a fucking beautiful game. And I think that's just because it's a closet horror game. It wanted to be a lot scarier than it was. City was good. It capitalized on what Asylum did really well. They made Origins after that, and Origins is the first big sign of the lack of quality because it's a good game, but it really doesn't improve that much on what City did. Besides the story. And there's a lot of points in the story where it's very shallow, too.
Yeah.
You got Arkham Knight. Arkham Knight probably has, like, the best version of the gameplay, but they have a lot of dumb sections. And the story is also kind of weak, depending on what kind of Batman fan you are.
Yeah. I can see that.
I remember totally spoiling the ending of Arkham Knight for myself. Because I just, watched one piece of Batman fiction. I was like, holy shit. this is what it's based off of. I know who Arkham Knight is. Holy shit, I know who it is.
Wild.
And then they made Gotham Knights.
Is that the recent one?
No, well, yes, but they're making a new one apparently. But Gotham Knights was terrible because like it wanted to be in the Arkham universe and it clearly did, but dude, it didn't make a whole lot of sense. There were a lot of really weird plot holes, and compared to Arkham Knight, like, keep in mind these games are like 5 years apart. Arkham Knight just looks so much better, feels so much better. It's like the quality just actually went backwards a little bit, you know?
Uh-huh.
And then they have this new game that they're working on, Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, which is an interesting premise, and it explains everything in the title. But I'm not gonna lie, man, that gameplay trailer they had just is not having me feel very confident at all.
It makes me want to commit suicide.
It's just...
Yeah,
Suicide Squad? Why do I need a squad? I do it myself.
It's the Thanos thing. Fine. I'll do it myself. No, but I feel like many games, to the average casual player, probably seem good, but like to the people who know about the franchise or to the people who know about the thing the franchise is based off of, really can determine whether a game is good or bad. And I feel like a lot of corporations are kind of focusing on like the average gamer, to where they can make a bunch of sales. Hopefully, they don't see the crap quality and then continuously lower the quality and then perhaps charge more, expecting people to just not really notice it. But they're kind of also expecting to get a bunch of new players every single time. And I feel like they're not understanding that that's not happening. They're just getting a bunch of, like... It's just the same fans, just kind of like watching the world burn in that case.
Yeah. Although that does absolutely make sense, especially in the case of the Arkham games. Because, like, the game they're working on it really looks like shit, I'm not gonna lie. But the fucking title is Kill the Justice League. So... I imagine that most average people are going to be semi-interested in that.
Yeah, like I would. Like whenever I'm kind of like I'm kind of like, okay, how is it going to be? But
Yeah. I think with a good exception for that is the Devil May Cry games.
I heard of those. Yeah.
Yeah, there are these like hack and slash games. They're really boring. I'm not gonna lie.
Really?
Like as far as they're not boring, but all of them are super cheesy, and if you're not into like button mashing, then they're gonna kind of be boring. They're very much like the hack and slash, press a bunch of specific buttons super fast in a combo type of thing.
Yeah, I don't really like that. Even I play Mortal Kombat a bit too, and even then I'm kind of just
I haven't actually played any of the Mortal Kombat games.
I bought 10 for like $3.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Devil May Cry is where Ultrakill got its style system. Actually, I'm pretty sure that was the inspiration.
Oh yeah, there's a video talking about when a Devil May Cry player plays Ultrakill. I was just kind of like, where's the correlation there? Devil May Cry looks completely different, but
every time a Devil May Cry game has like been made, it's been like terrible, story wise. But story wise, it's always been like incredibly cheesy. But the gameplay has only gotten better after each installment. And so that's why I think it's an exception compared to how most franchises go, where they just want to appeal to the majority of people. Whereas Devil May Cry just only continued improving the base gameplay loop.
Yeah, and this kind of... I feel like this kind of also branches into something else to where it's like... Some games just don't need another, like a sequel, or even like a remaster at that point.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
definitely.
We're not... I don't see a future where we have a GTA 5 remake. I don't see that.
Yeah.
Like, I just don't. The game is 10 years old, and I just don't see that happening.
That's insane, bro.
Yeah,
10 years old?
Yeah, that's wild. But, like, I feel like that's good, though. Like, I don't... Like, people should do that.
Definitely.
Instead of trying to make more sequels and trying to capitalize off of, a sequel after sequel after sequel, just make one game really good and then just bank off of microtransactions, because if we're not spending, the average person isn't going to sit up and think, oh, I'm gonna spend $70 a year on microtransactions.
Yeah,
They know they're gonna.
I don't understand why Rockstar does this to themselves, because like they made a shit ton of money because of GTA 5.
Yeah.
And so they kept and they made a shit ton of money because of Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yeehaw.
And so they and yet they're still like shilling out and ruining Red Dead Online and trying to get GTA in its best shape. And they're making GTA 6 and supposedly I really hope not, Redemption 3 has been confirmed. And the reason I say I hope not is because I'm a big fan of the series, but I'm not gonna lie, man. As far as sequels go, there is nothing they can do with that series, bro.
It's gonna look like a quick trip toilet.
Yeah, like the two arcs that they had, they told incredibly well, and all the ideas that fans have had of like the game being about the guy and it's dumb, bro. I really hope they don't make another one. I feel like the only hope left for Redemption's story is spin-offs. I would like spin-offs. Or like just like a game which has a bunch of little stories in it, but it's not the big open world shitfest that was Redemption 2.
Yeah, you can only
Rockstar really needs to just like make a new type of game. They've been doing the same shit for years.
Yeah, and I feel like they're trying to, I don't know, I guess like idiot me would be like, oh, they're just trying to like see if they can do the sequel thing with Red Dead, but it's not working. So they might just do like the same thing with Red Dead that they're doing the GTA, just bank off of like microtransactions and just like making like custom mods and stuff and all that stuff.
The thing is, Red Dead Redemption 2's online mode is probably the worst case of that I've ever seen.
It's like that game, but then it's like a yeehaw, but like a glitch between the yee and the haw.
Yeah, no, it's much more like it's much more just like the letter Y. There's no ye or ha. It's just a e.
It's just e.
Yeah, no, and that's because like because of GTA's success, they've put all of their shit into GTA, and so Red Dead Online not only got like an incredibly bad system, it just is not getting updated very frequently, and every time they do update it, it's some stupid microtransaction shit that nobody cares about. They have the economy in Red Dead Online is terrible too, because like basically, right? They have this thing called gold bars, and in order to do objectively the most fun thing in the game, which is bounty hunting, you have to buy a bounty hunter's license, which is like 30 gold bars. But every time you like complete a mission or you do something, they are like taking a cheese grater to those gold bars. You get like 0.05 per quickly completed mission. And so it costs for hours of grinding just to do the one thing, which you know is not going to be like reward you with that much of a high price, right?
Yeah. Gosh.
I don't know, bro.
Gosh darn it, Nixon. Switch to dollars.
Switch to dollars.
Make the change. Repent gold. Switch to dollars.
There is dollars in the game, actually. There's
just use
also
those.
like capital and player. There's like 4 different currencies, but only 2 of them actually really matter.
I don't understand Spanish over here, suckers. Stick to them dollars. And
So
maybe
stupid,
gold
bro.
bars. Make the gold bars better. God dang it. Wow, that's terrible. I hate. We all hate. All my homies hate exploitation and greed, and I don't think there's a single company out there that like doesn't care about that. Don't say Sega, they care. Trust me. Don't say Nintendo, they most definitely care. Trust me.
Don't say Nintendo. Nintendo's the worst case of company greed I've seen.
You know how many?
Have you seen their copyright record?
I haven't, but I assume it's like massive as like Big Buddy Requeese over on
Nintendo's copyright record is just awful.
Be scared using their Super
they're
Mario
worse than
music.
like they're worse than Disney when it comes to like copyright shit.
Really, they're worse than Disney when Mickey Mouse literally should be a free use to the public right now, but for somehow still isn't and is 90 years old.
Yeah, they're worse than that. Nintendo like made this tweet where it was like, Nintendo music all the time gets taken down because Nintendo's incredibly paranoid about copyright and they have a terrible copyright record, and so they made this tweet where it was like, "Hey, Nintendo fans, what's your favorite song from any Nintendo game?" And everyone just replied with like the video unavailable image. It was like, "This one's really good." Just like the image of the YouTube error icon being like, dude, I love this one, man.
This one goes hard. It's just an image. This video isn't available right now.
And that is so real. And they got... Dude, oh, man. I wish they gave a shit, man. I really wish they did, because it would be so much better. I wish all video game companies gave a shit. I wish Activision Blizzard didn't sexually assault their workers, but I guess not. I guess...
Bro, like, why would you do that, bro? Go get a bag, bro. Like, what are you doing, Blizzard? Like,
you have enough money for it. Just go pay for a prostitute. You have enough money for it.
Yeah. It's not cold in your... It's not that cold in your workplaces where you're having to stick your areas in other areas and for warmth. You're not having to do that, all right? Blizzard. Yeah, buddy.
I know you're called Blizzard, but there's no call for that, okay?
Literally, dog. Like I be playing Hearthstone, dude. Don't make me uninstall Hearthstone because you guys suck, bro. Like, jeez, god dang.
Fucking.
But
oh my god.
It is annoying though, just to see, because I really feel like it's just that one point to where they see something take off and they're like, okay, why don't we just capitalize on this instead of like, okay, if we just maybe like do even better, but like none of the crappy stuff, we'll possibly make more money. But it's like, nah, we'll be the bad guys. Like this is the situation where like we don't need villains. Villains, like you make less money by being the villain, and it's like I don't know how they're like so stunned when they're like, why is this game popping off when like people have legit told you that they're probably not gonna buy it or that it's garbage, but then you still go through with it and then like act all stunned because it's just, I don't know. It's like I don't even think it's the game developers' fault. I feel like it's their bosses and
it's
the
definitely
high end
companies people. And the publishers' fault. I bet that if Rockstar was their own publishing company, things would go a lot differently.
Yeah, most definitely. Most definitely. You can even see, like, from FNAF, like, the quality from, like, when Scott was kind of making the games to when he kind of gave it over to Steel Wool. And, not to say, like, Security Breach. I mean, I have my own opinions of Security Breach. Not to say, like, Help Wanted or Security Breach are, like, extremely terrible games. They have their good things to it, but it's, like, I definitely remember, like, all of, like, the lore videos of FNAF 1. I remember all the playthroughs of people from FNAF 1. I remember all the theories of FNAF 1. I do not remember I don't remember more than like 3 seconds of a theory of like a Security Breach video.
Yeah.
Or like a Help Wanted video.
I remember a little bit. I remember everyone being mad about it, where like MatPat said that Gregory was a robot, and I think I clicked off the video then because I was just like, okay, yeah, no, this is a little bit too dumb for me to handle, man. I'm not gonna lie.
If you really think about it, it's Steel Wool's fault for making him think that. If the game didn't get so convoluted, that wouldn't be a thought in his mind. I'm gonna infantilize MatPat. Even though he had a major, and even though he's a major in neuroscience. I'm going to infantilize him here and say that, if it wasn't for Steel Wool, MatPat wouldn't have that thought in his head. So, it's Steel Wool's fault. Steel Wool thinks Gregory's a robot, not MatPat. He's just reciprocating what they're saying, or he's just, he's a puppet. He's a tunnel for their lore to go.
He's the marionette puppet. Game theory.
Yeah. That's what that is. But I mean, it really is annoying when because when you see something that was once good eventually go bad, and it's too much of a trend with gaming, and I am starting to agree with you where I think AAA games are kind of probably just gonna like die. And what I mean by like die is like not completely like there won't be any more AAA games, but probably just get to a point to where like indie games kind of get like extremely popular, and
there will only be a market for indie games. I don't think that AAA games will ever die like that. But I do think that after a while, it's very much going to be a bigger market for the non-AAA games, or like select companies that actually realize what's going on and change.
Yeah.
Rockstar should be their own publishing company. Nintendo sucks.
Mad dick.
Nintendo
Like,
sucks
no balls.
mad dick.
No balls.
Look, man,
just
I
mad
like
dick, dog. Glaze.
I've seen some pretty. I've seen some pretty gay shit, but the way Nintendo sucks dick is something else.
Dog, the way people glaze Nintendo is wild, bro. Like, what? Nintendo could literally, like, break into your house and steal a bag of your money, and people be like, nope, you didn't do anything wrong. Nope, what are you talking about? Nope, it was my fault. I left the money there. Like, bro, what are you talking about? No.
So reminds me of that one time when Disney, fucking they like sued this mom because her son was a fan of Spider-Man, and her son died, and wanted Spider-Man on his memorial shit, and they sued the mom.
That's wild, dog. Yeah, your dead son wanted Spider-Man on his tombstone or his coffin? Yeah, no. I'll take $1 million. Thank you. Move on. Next. What is going through your mind when you think that? How brain dead? How greedy are you? Dude, money has to, like, break these guys' brains, bro. Like, they have to be, like, doing lines in, like, the office. And
I'm not gonna lie. It probably is. You ever seen that movie Wolf of Wall Street?
I have not. I have heard of it,
Okay. Though. It's a terrible movie. There's a lot of sex and porn. I feel like the sex and porn really detracts from the quality of the movie. But that's an
episode. That's a podcast episode.
The sex and porn in movies.
I hate it. Yeah, I hate it.
But anyway, aside from all of that, it's actually not that bad of a story. It's just made shit from the shit. But generally, it's about the guy Jordan Belfort. It's actually his based on his autobiography, I think. But he's like a stock guy. He's a stockbroker, and he signs himself with multiple companies, and realizes that the only reason that these people actually get by is by doing shit tons of drugs and being incredible sex addicts. And so the movie is just like him getting worse and worse and more greedy. And so he's a terrible person to his wife and his kids, and there's this really funny scene where he completely overdoses. I feel like that's sort of like a much more exaggerated, but it sends the message, I feel like that's how some companies are nowadays.
Yeah, and honestly, I mean, really, when you get to
I would absolutely not be surprised if some of the big CEOs were just like Jordan Belfort in the movie
absolute
Wolf of Wall Street,
drug addicts.
Martin Scorsese. Yeah.
Just absolute drug addicts who are how can
completely fueled by greed and
literally the guy
developer shit is a wolf pit. Yeah.
Yeah, literally the guy who I was talking about who legit was trying to charge people to reload in Battlefield. You could not be a druggie and think that. There's no way. No sane person was gonna be there. What if we charge people?
Every bullet costs $1.
It costs $1 to reload a mag, dog. In the heat of battle, about to pull the sickest spin move, doesn't matter. You need $1, buddy.
Sorry guys, hold on. I have to read my credit card information.
Hold
on, can we just pause this ranked match really quick? I gotta reload.
Hey, don't kill me. I gotta reload real quick. Don't kill me. We gotta reload. No, bro. There's no way you're not on drugs and just think that's a thing. There's no way, dog. I really do feel it just gets to a point to where their brains are so broken and fixated on generating money that they'll never spend, to where they go to the absolute lows, the lowest of the lows.
It's almost like a gambling addiction, except it's not gambling.
It's kind of like there's this episode of Teen Titans Go. I know, controversial show, but I like it. I think it's called Spice Game, and Robin, the odd one out who does not like Spice, is pretty much telling the other Titans that you'll get to this pit of you'll treat it as a game, to where you eat hotter and hotter spices, to the point to where you won't even know what spice is anymore because you're so desensitized. And I feel it's the same thing, to where it's these guys have figured out so many methods of exploiting money out of people that they're just like so desensitized to it, or they're just completely going higher and higher and higher and like stooping even lower.
I'm not gonna lie. Like, I want to believe that this episode has just gone like completely into anti-corporate bullshit, but I'm not gonna lie, man. Like, the way people talk about the conditions and like developers, like the way people talk about like AAA crunch and stuff, like makes it seem like this could actually like all be plausible and we're speaking the truth. There's so many annoying cases of like crunch and whatnot.
When you're having to sleep at your workplace, dog, that is an issue.
Fucking 100-hour work weeks.
That is an issue. Like, no way, dog. And what annoys me the most is that the people wanting that crunch to get there aren't doing the same work that the people enacting in the crunch are doing. It's like, yeah, stay over and, sleep at your office desk. Meanwhile, he goes home to, like, his $10 million mansion with his wife and gets to, like, lay on his, like, 1,200 thread count sheet bed. And it's like, that's what annoys me the most. That's what's so annoying to me. And it's like, I understand, like, loving game developing and stuff, but it's just like, dog, I don't think, I could never put myself through that. Like, I feel like I care about myself too much. I'm not trying to, like, downplay developers, but it's just like, to go through that much abuse, bro, and then just to, like, rinse and repeat again, that's wild, dude.
Yeah. And it's also gotta admit that, like, a lot of developers are, like low-level grunt work. They're contract workers.
Yeah.
And so either they crunch, and like, the best case scenario is that, like, everything, like, they manage to do it and they have to crunch, but it's okay, or they crunch anyway and their contract just runs out anyway and, like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
There's a really great video about this by Noodle. I don't remember exactly what it's called, but it's got crunch in the title, I know that much. But anyway, this episode's getting a little long. We're at the 135 mark. So,
hey, when we're talking about the crimes of CEOs and stuff, they never end, dog.
Point is, CEO bad, rich people bad.
Most rich people bad.
Most rich people bad.
Yeah, most rich people bad.
Not all rich people,
but somehow a rich person.
Me want to play a video game and have fun. Everyone who say me skill issue be dumb. Me not skill issue, me smart.
Smart issue.
That's all we have for the Dipping Fries podcast.
We should play Subnautica soon. I gotta get into it again. I do have it. I have the game. I'm not lying, but I gotta. Can you play Stardew Valley multiplayer? Is that a multiplayer game?
Yeah, I have Stardew.
How many people could you throw in there?
I have no fucking idea.
I've
only ever played it with Trashy. Anyway, that'll be it for the Dipping Fries podcast.
No more dipping in my fries.
Do you have any final words, Fry Guy?
Obviously, this could definitely be like a two-parter. There's just a lot to talk about, but I feel like we covered some pretty good points for the most part. But just when it comes to video games, guys, video games are meant to be fun, and there's no one way to enjoy a video game. So just know that video games are meant to be interpreted in a certain way. Please interpret it in the way that fits you, and don't bash others for the ones who interpret it in a way that does not fit you. That is all.
Fryguy, did you lose a tissue box last week?
No, I didn't. I don't have.
No, are you sure?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
I don't even own a tissue box.
All right, that'll be the end of the Dipping Fries podcast.
That's all right, folks.
Yeah. Sure, fucking piss off.